Ancient wisdom texts often get dismissed as outdated relics, but what if the book of Sirach contains the exact psychological insights we're desperately searching for in modern self-help books?
You know what's fascinating about that? The text opens with this incredibly nuanced take on self-worth that sounds like it could have been written by a contemporary therapist.
Exactly. It warns against toxic self-deprecation while promoting healthy self-awareness. The text literally says, "Who can justify self-inflicted injuries?" which feels remarkably modern in its understanding of psychological well-being.
And then it makes this fascinating connection between self-worth and generosity, how someone who's mean to themselves can't truly benefit others.
It's like ancient emotional intelligence training. But what really catches my attention is how it addresses wealth and contentment. There's this powerful line about how greed shrivels up the soul. Doesn't that just perfectly capture what we see in modern consumer culture?
Well, that's making me think about the text warning about luxury and dependency. How does that perspective apply to our modern relationship with technology and comfort?
Oh, that's such a good point. The text warns against becoming dependent upon pleasures. Imagine applying that wisdom to our smartphone addiction or social media habits. It's like this ancient voice calling out our modern vices.
The way it describes human nature is pretty timeless, too. That metaphor about leaves on a tree, some falling while others grow.
Right, and what's really profound is how it balances personal responsibility with compassion. Like when it says, "He himself made human beings in the beginning and then left them free to make their own decisions." That's basically addressing the free will versus determinism debate that still rages in philosophy today.
Speaking of philosophical debates, the text presents this really interesting metaphor about choosing between fire and water. It's like an ancient version of the red pill, blue pill scenario.
Yes, and what's wild is how it connects individual choice to cosmic consequences. There's this incredible imagery of mountains quaking when God looks at them, but then it points out how humans just don't pay attention. Sound familiar with our current environmental crisis?
The parallel to modern environmental awareness is striking. How do you see this ancient wisdom applying to other contemporary challenges?
Well, take the text's warning about procrastinating change. Do not delay your return to the Lord. Do not put it off day after day. Whether you're religious or not, that's basically addressing our human tendency to postpone important life changes until it's too late.
The way it weaves practical advice with deeper spiritual insights is really remarkable.
And you know what's fascinating? The text acknowledges both mercy and justice as essential elements of the divine nature, which feels so relevant to our modern discussions about restorative justice versus punitive measures.
That's making me think about how it emphasizes personal growth through accepting correction, something our call-out culture could learn from.
Exactly. And it ends with this beautiful image of a shepherd bringing back their flock, but specifically mentions those who accept correction and who fervently search for his precepts. It's not about passive acceptance, but active engagement with wisdom.
So what you're saying is that these ancient texts might actually offer solutions to our very modern problems?
Well, here's what I think makes this text so powerful. It understands that human nature hasn't fundamentally changed. We still struggle with the same core issues: self-worth, greed, responsibility, and the search for meaning. Maybe instead of always looking for new solutions, we should pay more attention to this ancient wisdom that's already figured out so much about human nature.
That's really giving us something to think about in terms of how we approach modern challenges.
And perhaps that's the most important lesson from Sirach, that wisdom isn't just about knowing what to do, but understanding why we do it. In a world of quick fixes and life hacks, maybe what we really need is this deeper, time-tested understanding of human nature and its relationship to the greater whole.